One, of course, Victoria's in Bangkok, absent in Toronto, and while Heretics attended that event, they also were pretty invisible.
And it was at the beginning of the year, Heretics couldn't get anything going during kickoff, while T1 were lifting that trophy, an international trophy that has eluded Heretics since the dawn of this roster at the beginning of 2024. 2 finals appearances, but weren't able to capitalize. And today, they're going up against Meteor, a man who stopped them back at Shanghai last year. On this attack side, T1 love to play with a lot of pace. That's what we saw against DRG. But here, to open the game, very slow.
It's Izu out here first. There's a sonic sensor at Rubble, which is cleared out. But Izu, you'll notice, got knocked down to 45. That might have been Woot's involvement there. 3 players grouped up here out of B main. Takes a 3-player clear just as the hit comes in towards Mound.
Would have maybe even had an opportunity for some kind of Mound crunch if they really wanted to. Boo could have thrown that paranoia from C main. Maybe they pop out of the door, but it's just a safer line where they're going to stack up towards C.
They're checking this
all the way in spawn. Yeah, they're ready.
Now eye is on Woots, and Buzz is able to bring him down. Already Izu quite far forward on the A side of the map, and there is some upper control for Benji. And maybe a Gravnet off a good timing, but T1 are moving in numbers now.
Heretics are getting to heaven right now, and that's some lovely delay from the Gravnet rotate, and it honestly might call for a cancel from T1.
Benji dropped to the side.
I like this decision from T1, just pivot right into B.
And the smoke here is timely, cuts Boo off as he might have had a chance to peer in from Link. Now, mild upper presence here from Mini Boo. Doesn't want to overcommit, and he's not sure about the stairs push, so has to keep an eye on that angle as well.
That fight towards Blue Room is going to be crucial with multiple players from Heretics ready to go in there, but the paranoia from DH could just absolutely ruin them.
Playoff contact here for Izu, most likely. He gets a paranoia himself. DH right into the face of re-impacting. Benji stepped up. Quickly, though, is nullified. Boo eventually peers into this engagement from Link, but his teammates, well, they're gone. Now he has to unravel this himself. Izu looked to bed.
Going up against T1 on Lotus, especially after the game against DRG, where they just played at a pace throughout, you really expect them to do something explosive on the pistol round, but well, they take it very slow, and crucially, it's them being able to, with multiple players, get that swing onto Woot while crossing over towards A. He could have gotten 1-2 kills, done more damage, but only got 1 real tag off with that Headhunter. And then T1 call a very nice pivot into B, realizing the Heretics have already gotten that timing. They rotate to A. Good round overall.
Okay, Mini Boo early here with the Marshal. Again, it's Izu on a solo mission towards the A side. He's shut down.
Yeah, he just walks into a stack. He gets hit by the Sheriff from Rians as well, so that just becomes a one-shot, basically hit by an...
Pack turn there for Bar 12 his way onto Mound. Takes a bunch of damage and still wants to be the tip of the spear. Into the C side with the paranoia catching on a Mini Boo, and DH takes that upper box position.
A lot of danger for Buzz, but he'll temporarily slow that pace down. 2 Marshals for Heretics. A Sheriff, Headhunter for Woot. They have perhaps enough tools to be able to get this done. Boo's still got a paranoia. He gets a good connection with that. Heretics will be able to get into this site, try and close the distance.
Arcro's not cleared, actually, still on the C side, and he gets the flash. Meteor hoping to play off of it, Woot affected. Benji not so much, looks like he was able to turn it to some degree. Here's a paranoia that catches on the stacks at the back of the site. Grab that also thrown in, but Meteor is able to spray down. Rienz has already found 2 with the Sheriff, and now is threatening further. Punishment around the corner is Meteor. Boo will be the last one standing.
What a retake from Team Heretics. They slow things down, they weather up. Boo gets that smoke down over towards C main. A very weak ball. And then from there, just flooding into the site together. That paranoia was the pivotal util piece for them. And it connected onto both of the players who were entrenched at Ben.
All right. Any player at VCT Global Events, that is Buzz, the highest amount of kills. He has attended many global events in his time.
5 champions appearances in a row for Buzz. One of the only 3 players to a unbelievable feat. Flashed off of C. Does have to get out of there straight away. To T1, do they just accelerate? Yeah, they do. Buzz is right in. Boo has got to get the hell out of dodge.
Just an insane round previously for Heretics there. Able to find success on that anti-eco. Puts T1 in a bit of an uncomfortable position.
Net
planted.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Stunning stuff. The Gravnet and the nade combo perfect for Team Heretics, and they don't have to commit too much more early. Now they can start to win their way through with a player advantage. Now they're being joined by Woot.
And again, Boo escapes that site without having to use the paranoia to get out safely. Has it, access for the retake, connects onto multiple players again.
A third for Miniboo here. He is having a round and a half. Rien's the chime. The smoke. He's an easy pick, and another paint shell will claim him. 3 kills off the nade for the Rays. Just as Miniboo said, I do not care who they are. I do is shoot. All I do is throw.
A Project A certified moment for sure. Perfect grab. That Buzz was just about to get out the way. Look at him. He barely gets caught on the edge. That is so brutal. 2 rounds back to back. Heretics have really displayed being able to retake on this C site. And now it's going to be Pasty from T1 out of A. They love to throw a fast lane, have Buzz run right to that tree door to deny a player coming out of it. Will there be one from Heretics? Yeah, it looks like it. They want to brawl. There's going to be a Yoru flash and a haunt up top as well from T1.
There'll be a flood of U2 now coming in. Grabnet doesn't connect. Buzz gets ahead of it. It's going to be a showstopper for Miniboo. He whips around and catches DH out. Easy's got his work cut out for him now. Clone around the corner as Boo retreats back into tree, with that line still being covered by Benji, tucked in the corner. And Easy knows this. Oh, Razorbind don't even. Rienz is too quick on the swing out, and he finds his third for the round. This guy, lap-grown brilliance on the Valorant battlefield. And now Stax is going to be hemmed in. Wood already in that attack side spawn, and Stax, realistically, has nowhere to go.
Walled from the front. If he tries to retreat, Wu is just ready on that angle with the Guardian. Heretics with a great response as to how his standard A rubble fast open from T1. They put a lot of emphasis on stuffing the players at the choke who are going to be behind Buzz, who's going to have the most pace going forward. And in addition to that, they don't heavily commit through tree, where Buzz is fighting, able to usually catch those early kills from.
For Stax to exit the round with a weapon in hand. Rien's just checking to make sure Stax hasn't pushed up onto the left. And, well, we don't talk about those. Rien's still...
Just as I was about to make a narrative point about Rien's being an absolute top-tier player. And he still is, despite what we've witnessed,
He is.
despite the C's.
These are the kind of rounds you can afford to miss C's for sure. Wuto wants to push up here. Wrest this gun away from Stax at some point with finesse. Guardian takes the head off. And that's Heretics. 3-1 now in the lead.
Just a brilliant A fight from Heretics, and then Rien's able to collect 2, denies Meteor that trade. One of the best Valorant players in the game right now. He's maxed out on all different traits. His fight with the showstopper was perfect.
DH so quickly trying to get a smoke set up mid-push.
And look at Buzz, unable to get anything done with the haunt down. Dude, T1 just gonna get out. Is it going to be the same play? Yeah, fast lane across. Here comes Buzz, denied, though, is DH.
That's chunked down, shot through the wall with the Outlaw. Dangerous now, he's caught out there with nothing but a Bucky. But Easy with the Sheriff might have relieved some of the pressure. Heretics heavy on the B side.
That was a really nicely placed relay bolt, and now Buzz wants to keep that pace up, get into this A site. Low on HP, has the Bucky. It's a backside plant. Wu absolutely denying T1.
Buzz is low, Grabnet almost caught him now. The paint shells force him back into tree.
We saw so much of these little util clicks just absolutely obliterating G2 in that matchup, and so far it's much the same. What a shot from Wu.
Completely unnecessary headshot there.
Yeah.
Wu just found
a little foul. Didn't need to do that. Just a body shot would have done.
Stax and Meteor now step up and step away as Heretics clock yet another one up. Happy to take that close-up fight. Rienz was clearly an acceptable loss for them there, controlling the on that A side.
This has been sublime. Wu is so ready for this teleport up. Again, just reading's going to be taken. He just immediately goes for that Omen teleport, little jump up spot. Kill. Run away. Post back up with the Outlaw. Barrett and T1, they're going to be on the full buy here. They're nearing damn near every ultimate in their arsenal at this point.
We're getting close to timeout territory, I'd think, for Autumn to chime in.
Now it feels like we're getting from T1 what we saw against DRG. So many fast pops into A rubble. But are they going to adjust how they're taking this side of the map, given on the prior 2 attempts, Heretics have absolutely denied them.
Had that mound pressure early this round. A defensive pop on the C side of the map means that T1 can get forward without any contact.
It is Buzz just right to this tree door, and he usually moves with, through it with so much pace that this little stun is perfectly placed, slows him down.
Grabnet to follow it up here. Benji going to see the clone for make a play, but he's flashed out. Able to get to the safe side of the corner. Now a wall thrown up.
That counter nightfall hit absolutely everyone on T1. They're fully stalled out in tree. They've got 4 players committed to this position.
Managed to bust up the wall with a steel guard on how they're supposed to play off this. They've been slowed up so much. DH now looking over at Baby Doll with some concern. Doesn't know if Heretics will try and pinch them here.
The only option for T1 is to slow down. They just want to activate this door to feign that they could be going to be a re-hit. Heretics, however, no real reason to adjust off this site. Two players ready to anchor. Let's boo up front.
Yeah, mindful of that, he goes for the trade. Benji hit with paranoia and has to give a bit of that ground league boo on his own, but another grab net here can buy time for Miniboo to set up here from upper. And a nade in now and a light down on the site. Spots Isu instantly dispatches him, and Miniboo is disgusting. Just add water, and you've got a juggernaut out there on A.
Stellar anchoring from the snap on that first shot. Perfect adjustment onto Stack. Not even Meteor could find that kill swinging backside. Miniboo is such a momentum-based player. But when he gets rolling, he feels absolutely unstoppable. Question marks around his performance in stage 2. But he is absolutely living up to the high expectations that he set for himself, that the community has set for him. And he said in a press conference just after that game against G2 that when it comes to the criticism, he just doesn't care. They said the same thing about me last year. I don't care.
And that was on the way to a second place finish at Champions 2024. A finish in which Heretics came across that Gen.G team with Meteor on it in the decider match of their group. They swatted Gen.G aside, who were then devoured by Sentinels, to allow that team also to advance to playoffs. In Shanghai prior to that, though, it was Gen.G who were the champions of that tournament. Meteor finding victory over Heretics. And so a quote from Meteor says, "Last year, I lost on home soil. This year, you will lose on yours." Strong words to say, of course, coming into a game like this where Team Heretics have seen the better team by almost every metric.
It's a plus 100 aura on that. All right, out of the timeout, we're going to have Woot picking up that operator.
In that game that Meteor lost to Heretics in Champions, he went plus 28 over the series. He went absolutely nuts, and it still wasn't enough. Now, though, he's got T1 behind him.
Crazy enough, yeah, after that, then a free agent joins up with T1, who completely retool this roster, win Bangkok at the top of the year.
Isu, the last remaining player of the core of this T1 project.
Now T1 taking some early control here towards Mound, can get the overdrive in the hands of Buzz. They find an opportunity to rip that on this eco round, turn the tides.
Rienz is ensconced in this deadlock utility on every side, basically. Extreme amounts of util layered there for him. Now T1 back off after posturing early in that mound direction. But trying to get that bit tough, they might try and link up here with Meteor.
So far in this half, Woot has had a lot of impact on the game just by taking extremity control wherever this massive pack of T1 players are not.
I don't know if they're ready for this.
He can take the shot, he can teleport away to Tree, just get back to safety.
Trademark now triggering, that's going to slow Buzz down. No extra Heretics play to peer into the situation. Rienz is playing that Baby Doll corner very safely. But there will be tree access for T1 now. They look to accelerate into the site.
How much does Woot commit? He surely knows he just has to escape at this point, right?
He got up ropes. I don't think that's an option for him. I'm not sure.
Absolute dead man, so he's just going to back down.
Retreat not in the vocabulary. Rienz has found Stacks. He's finally making his way out of Baby Door now. Time is ticking.
These T1 players are just absolutely surrounded on the site. Look at the mini-map right now. They have nowhere to go.
And they can't get at Heretics. Woot keeping them at arm's length here. Meteor trying to creep up on him. DH and Meteor get some serious value off these Sheriffs, but ultimately it's just not enough numbers to run with.
No idea where those kills came from, but damage at this point, who really cares? The economy for Team Heretics is fully out of control. Benji Fishy is... Woot loves to play up towards Rubble. It's a great position for the Chamber on this map because you can put your teleport back into Tree and just immediately get away to that safe area of the map, retreat to the site from there.
One more. Nice! Let's go, guys. Well played.
He has done such a great, like I was saying in the mid-round, really pivotal to Team Heretics' success here.
Operator in the hands of Woot still. The tour de force should have been required. 11-4 for Miniboo.
Now we've got a bunch of T1, that dimensional drift I'll be keeping my eye on. Isu likes to go for some really bold plays with that. He'll pop out of it with no support util, just a shorty in hand to get a kill. He is an absolute maniac. Such an explosive player. We'll see if he can be the difference maker here.
T1 respecting the early pop onto Mound from Heretics, and now for the space. Woot takes a shot. He's able to get out. Rien's left in his wake though. Marked as he is, there's coverage for him from...
Give that up. Woot didn't give up the angle. What is the move here from T1? Gate crash from Yuzu is going all the way to spawn, so he can make as much noise as possible. Yeah, now he just teleports back to C. Look at Meteor. How is he in B? What is this timing?
He just crept up on this. No one watching it. Rien's clearly unaware. There could be a player so deep, but now Woot has to try and keep T1 at arm's length over on the C side of the map. And Izu is going to emerge. Flattens Woot. That now breaks this side as well. Open. Meteor's still a problem at B, but that's another story, because right now Buzz is writing his own chapter. Rien's steamrolled as he solo tries to make his way out of Waterfall. Meteor will catch the rotates. He'll snarl Boo up in place, make it costly to try and get out to that C side of the map. Eventually Boo digs him out.
Now, Boo and Benji Fishy have more than enough cash to just try to send it here. Even the damage could have future significance, but Izu denies that.
Filthy off angle. Now it's on Boo. More of a passive player. Likes to let his teammates do the talking. Unfortunately, he has to step up, and it's 4 players of T1 hungrily waiting for him. T1 have been able to put on the board since the pistol.
There was your essential Izu moment. He loves to pop out of those dimensional drifts with a shorty close range. That time Wu was overwhelmed with Util, fully blinded up. Didn't know what to do, where to look.
A bizarre lurk on in the middle of the site, under the noses of Heretics.
T1 do solid job working the map there, no doubt, with Izu being able to pressure towards A, teleport away. What is going to be the move here? Izu can walk out on this A side, play around the dark cover. Oh
Dinks.
My god.
Taken down to 10.
Riens doesn't know it now, but when he watches the VOD, he'll Brady at a Vandal, but all good. Woot again.
Overkill.
Just unnecessary. Unnecessary with the headshots. You didn't decapitate that poor man.
That's a tour de force invested in for this round, when he already has a rifle to work with. Serious about having that op presence.
Look at the setup on A right now. What is Meteor supposed to do? Surrounded by Util entirely, walled off. He's in an escape room.
It looks like Pico Park out there.
T1, they want to gather back up with him. On account of him having this space, they're just going to wait for the timing on this wall to drop, and then they can try to activate. Dark cover going to be placed on stairs, and the Prowler will alert Heretics to the fact that...
I mean, you've got the exact answer here to this fast-playing dude's out. Meteor right behind him, led by the Horn, and Woot finds the timing downstairs. It's effective. Rien's still fighting on the side here, and it's all on stacks. Will eventually meet his maker too. Stunning round here from Rien's, and again, that center Util slows T1 down as they try and accelerate onto A.
Position from Heretics is just what's intended, exactly as they drew it up. Your Sentinels able to anchor on this A site together, one of which can take those aggro lines in the chamber and Woot, and then be able to back away. And Rien's always fast on that rotate, fast to assist. He is just an absolute phenom of a player. You were just to build a Valorant Pro from the ground up, you get Rien's.
And simply put, it is this double senti that T1 are having the most trouble with right now. Izu was able to get onto the C side on that round that T1 won. He emerges with the shorty. That's all well and good. But getting access to these sites is one thing. Dealing with Heretics' retake on A is a whole nother kettle of fish. They refuse to give that space up.
And look, as per the scoreboard, Benji Fishy, he's only got 3 kills at the moment, but that is really understating the impact that he's having on the game for this defense when you just look at the value of the utility that he's getting. It's been outstanding. The grab nets have been consistently connecting. He's doing a great job being able to play around those timings on the walls, having the team Heretics, and it's his util also that's allowing other players to be the ones who are racking up these kills, right? So he's done a great job on this deadlock so far. At the timeout, it looks like Heretics have some serious intentions of fighting aggressively for this A side. A lot of pings going down on the map from Plan. Maybe another showstopper for Miniboo. We saw a lot.
Grab net. Sees for the fast play. Okay, there is also a wall. Heretics insistent about being deep here with that line of scrimmage on A.
Izu gets a lot of info for the team. That may prompt T1 to just try to aggress towards C. But as is the case against this comp, you're going to run into the chamber on that other side of the map. But the Prowler forces Woot away.
The threat of being pinched there from B-Main was too much. He was aware someone was probably tucked in that corner. Sees, catches out Woot. This is about to get pretty dangerous. TP up for DH, but he's got eyes for Izu first. Woot gets his one. Pretty compromising spot to play from, but he emerges with a kill at least. There's the Annihilation. It catches onto a player by the looks of things. No, it's going to be a showstopper there. Not connecting either. Gravnet. Will it catch DH out? Bud's going to move upstairs onto the side, but Benji hits him where it hurts. Now Stack's attempting a ply, but it's belated. T1 bleeding out a little now.
Just hoping they could even maybe draw a player out, but that's not going to be the case. Wise decision from Heretics now to just retreat back into halls, retain that space, wait for Boo to get over to the site. He has that paranoia, and we've seen on multiple C retakes that that has been the critical utility piece for Heretics' success getting back in. They've got the man advantage on top of that as well. How can T1 possibly win this out?
Gonna be a paranoia to set them up just as you put it. Mini really could barely fight for himself. The util for Heretics and a three-player push through the smoke gets the job done. And after a second timeout from T1, Heretics keep the W train going.
Their play around this C side of the map is genuinely fantastic. They're making all the right decisions in these retakes, excuse me. And it's a small thing, but notice every single time they're in these situations, they always have a paranoia. Boo is never wasting them in mid-rounds. He always has it for the critical moment. Oh my god, that is Benji getting more than hyped up. For only 21 years old, might be the most experienced competitive player in this server.
Yeah, in esports in general, you might be right. He's been doing it since the last 6 years. 21. Shot out. Boo's gonna have a crack through the by. They've got to go aggressive, close that gap. It's Buzz for Mini Boo. Boo gonna be tucked around the corner here. Nightfall comes down, he's decayed low. Still Wood's able to back him up.
How are they staying alive? They are both stuck in the corner. Finally, Boo gets away and Wood's on the angle.
T1 can barely put a scratch on him. Why? This is nuts. Meteor has a steel guard and he's considering it. Some discussion maybe with DH now as there's a break in the action. And that Guardian is going to be deployed. They're still going to play through this and it looks like they get caught out. D1, get onto the site. DH TP's forward. Rian's clearing with a Prowler, wants to try and take this fight with the Sheriff. DH eventually claims him. Boo gives a bit of ground, needs to buy some time for Benji to link up.
And he does get that weapon back. This time, did have to use that paranoia to live. Benji has a Gravnet. That's all they've got to work with right now.
Got to be a double player push out of Waterfall. It's dark cover, not long for this world. Benji with a Gravnet to spend.
T1 with their most inexperienced player, the rookie in DH, and the two-time Pacific champion doubled up to try and win out this crucial round.
On the backside they go, Benji, that's the Gravnet. Thrown out, catches both of those players, but T1 are ready for this! And DH holds him one for the boys, a MasterCard thrifty. Few and far between these rounds have been for T1, but that one was crucial.
And you wouldn't think that DH is as inexperienced as he is. In that first game, also on Lotus against DRG the other day, he put up crucial clutches, got the round at 11-12 to bring it to OT. 1v2 in the first round of OT. He has held his nerve in the most important moments for T1 in their Champions campaign so far. It was just on their Academy roster earlier this year.
But one of the challenges at the time. Meteor opens up on Boo. That's opening up for the Vice.
Rare that Boo is going. Heretics respond within an instant.
I mean, T1 is still trying to play around that barrier at 8. They're still trying to peek for it.
Now, Heretics want to pivot fast towards this C site, and I mean, they've made the right decision. It is the open area of the map, but they're going to be staring down the barrel of another Team Heretics full-on retake towards C. This has been their bread and butter. They are lacking Boo and that crucial Omen utility that they've had on Pride rounds, but look at Mini Boo, full kit, Rian's Prowler, a C's, going to have that Haunt backup. Benji might have that Gravnet backup. Matter of fact, it does just come up.
Mini Boo has paint shells as well, Wyatt. This can be quite punishing. First the C's, that's towards Hall side. Buzz with a relay bolt, ideally to push Heretics back, and they do a Prowler in, but DH is there to cut it to the quick. Gravnet, TP away. Stax has got a good angle to catch the players up on the site, and they're not ready for it. Rian's at least able to take the trade. DH has to respect this corner, play off him with Buzz. The drop fire is too much to handle, and Benji with a bit of damage. All will have to his name here. Buzz brings him down, finds himself 3, and T1 cap off for the half with 2 consecutive rounds.
He's been quiet so far this game, but making it that final one for T1 is so critical for their recipe to success on this Neon. Finally gets it going in the final hour for this half. T1 bring it back on the side swap, we'll have to see.
The stage of ground that T1 were looking for. Brutal mid-half of them, but they came back. Let's send it down to Lou with a different face from Team Heretics on stage.
Et ce n'est pas un daron ni un cousin que j'ai à mes côtés, mais un frère d'un autre jeu. I'm delighted to welcome Stan here. Stan, who's a LEC player for Team Heretics, so welcome. First of all, and I'm going to be very straightforward on the first question. What are you doing here? How much of a Valorant enjoyer are you?
I mean, I'm really casual. I just play sometimes in off-season. Since it was in France, I came to support Heretics, support my friends, so that's why I'm here.
And we're very happy to have you here, of course. Donc première question, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Est-ce que tu joues un peu à Valo, etc. Donc très casu. On est plutôt là pour soutenir les frérots de l'équipe Valorant. And speaking about League and Valorant, I wanted to know if you see, some, let's say, transferable skills from one game to another.
I mean, I think Valorant is way more tense than League, but I would say team play and synchronization. I think this is what we have similar.
Yeah, definitely, and the spells also. Donc, qu'est-ce que tu vois un petit peu comme compétences qui sont transférables entre League et Valo? Bah, forcément le team play, les spells et forcément la communication entre les coéquipiers. Et on le voit. And last but not least, you get to spend, sometimes with the boys in the Berlin studio. So, who's your little, let's say, brother? Who do you get along the most with the Val boys?
I mean, my two bros are Riens and Benji. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a very good answer indeed, and they have a lot of fans here too. Donc, qui sont tes petits frérots chez les Heretics Valorant? Eh ben, Benji et Riens. And let's see now, merci, first of all, and let's see now if the league buff keeps working for Team Heretics on Lotus.
So we got a lot of Team Heretics playing from behind against G2. We got to witness the resilience and the comeback potential from this team. It's been a different story though against T1 on Lotus so far. They have 6 unanswered rounds early in that first half, put them up to 8-4. Let's talk Wood right now because our Coinbase Econ report paints him as one of the most impactful players on the map. And at 14-6, I can't argue with that, Wyatt.
He's obviously been playing a fantastic game. Map control has been on lock. His scoped weapon usage on this map has been significant, but frankly, I have to say across the board for Team Heretics, every cog in the machine is operating exactly as they need them to be. The way that the utility is just being sequenced out, the combos that they're setting up, the retakes that they have as a unit, and there was deservedly so. We get back into the game, we see a little sign of the Boo brothers. The two of them have been absolutely on point. The util from Boo's Omen, perfect. And Mini Boo just capitalizing off of the setup from Benji.
Boot always the last one out in these rounds. Only 5 deaths, of course, over that first half. Crucial involvement when it comes to that util. It's going to be Heretics now, of course, go to the attack side. We'll have to contend with this shield wall at the B side. Don't have the aura to tease that out for free. Meteor caught in a grab there, though. This is ugly. Wood has already made deep inroads to the front, but is able to deal with Wood with a headshot. It's Riens, though, on mound.
And that cracks open this C site. Fast pivot through door from Heretics. They can try to get in, but does Meteor want to anchor? Does he want to test them? Surely not. He's
backing away.
Yeah, just relegated to playing back halls. Should be a straight up 4-on-4 retake. Paranoia for DH.
Who's going to take contact? Straight out of this smoke here, he hears these ghost shots. Playing his forward, opens up for DH that finds him in response. Axe, Boo though crucial, wrapping around the site. They're not ready for this at all. Stack's in trouble and Benji finishes him off.
Boo's so patient with that backside wrap, but Benji locking it down on Bend. Gets the first, looks like he gets that second in the replay. But this is again an impact moment from Riens. A lovely little tap onto Izu. And then that's the C site, just wide open for the taking.
Who could have swung that smoke? He could have tried to take a timing when he heard players stay in that smoke, wrap around on the site late.
And that's just a nice pivot into C after the plan on B goes awry. Woot would have had that teleport option, but goes down regardless. Fight 1-for-1.
He had his hands full, but the stingers are coming for him here. Heretics board up, want to play fast. In we go. Meteor not there to set up that util to stall things down, so Heretics get the run of the place, but Izu from top side Blue's head off. Stax is going to have to challenge this quickly. He'll probably look for a timing out in his smoke, and then Wood almost brought down. Not enough damage of that classic to do him in.
Now the stinger's just a bit too much to deal with. DH at range with the Sheriff, does have the stinger as well. Couple weak players that he's going to be going up against. Could try to deny an angle with the smoke. Maybe if he hits a good paranoia.
I don't think he's thinking about it at all. He's holding on to that paranoia and wants to take this challenge himself. He salvaged a stinger to give him a fighting chance, but Minibu was waiting for just that.
It seemed like for but a moment there could have been some danger when Izu gets that second kill, but overrun by the Stingers at the end of the lead.
Not only beat down G2, but still their signature buy. I see you. Respect the Stinger buy up, and of course, they're going to stick to it. We've seen this from a couple teams. I think Sentinels were trying it as well. The round 2 win pistol, buy up Stingers, and bonus with the Stingers. Works more often than you'd think.
Some fair bit of pressure on all sides of the map from Team Heretics. You had Boo working out towards A. He broke a haunt. And in the meantime, you have a Sonic Sensor going forward on B. Heretics are threatening some different areas. On C side, though, they've been a little bit safer, and that has allowed Izu to walk forward. Izu is also, I will say, a Yoru that is happy to get a kill and oftentimes stick around for more. Doesn't always go for that instant gate crash. Is very confident in his ability to keep brawling.
Heretics need to get the sheer wall out. They can't abuse numbers on the B side if they get broken up by it.
And one way to do it is to have Woot go past and teleport back. Right, Izu gets one, and he does want to take more, but he...
Cancelled there. He actually gate crashed out when there were players potentially threatening from B main. Izu, of course, gets away. That was Woot off to rendezvous away. It's going to be Izu up on the side. Happy to hold it, and maybe more. Boo steps up, but that Stinger at close range is deadly.
Yeah, mid-air as well, I guess. You can just jump around with it. Rien's knocked down a bit in terms of the HP. He does recover this Vandal, and dare I say, there's a chance on account of him going to be getting the Nightfall with a plant or a kill. I always believe in this man.
But the Peacock perched on top of Mound. Sees Rien's coming. Cuts that one short.
Out here from Izu, gets the first little bit of a challenge, but backs away, and then just a refight. Timing taken before that loose.
Yeah, Woot did not want to hang around there and try and trade. I guess with the Stingers, it's still a tough ask. Izu could always just gate crash out early anyway.
And now Heretics looks like they want to burst out of this A side. T1 are usually happy to go for a lot of really big A fights. Again, something we saw against DRG, but makes sense that they would maybe want to mix it up a little bit heading into this game. Heretics studying that VOD. This time it's just going to be DH on the cross. He's going in, so is Buzz.
Buzz wants to fight this fast lane, throwing up DH up on top. They're all falling apart on both sides of the rubble fight. Team Heretics have shown themselves to be the dominant team.
That was a really cool refight strategy. Honestly, the fast lane up as the paranoia gets let loose from the Kobe, the teleport up top from DH to apply so much pressure. A very cool idea, an interesting set play, but Heretics handle the chaos, find the kills.
In the marketplace of ideas, has been found wanting, apparently. As Heretics have got 6 shooters. And sometimes we've seen games from them that have just depended on that balance of individual talent. They have it in spades, and they've used it now to D1, 3 feet under. Not entirely out of the round yet. It's just Izu and Meteor very much distributed across the map thinly.
They will be picking the right site to go to. It is the vacant B1. Meteor positioned over on A. Does Izu try to take a timing here?
Sonic Sensor is going to be a pain for him. Miniboo on that corner. Izu trying to isolate these fights now, aware of the sensor close by. Sees up top. Now that narrows things down for Heretics. They've got a good idea where Izu's coming from, but what about Meteor? He's going to join up from up and out. A little bit belated there. Clone goes in, does draw out the sensor. Izu tried to step up, but Heretics now have dragged this to within 2 rounds for a map win.
I really want to see that whole situation on A from Heretics. Wow, pops out and kills Stacks. Yeah, and then you had DH teleport up top. He's fighting forward, doesn't realize Miniboo is tucked already. Really feels like on replay. Well, that T1 just leapt into the jaws of Team Heretics there. They almost went too deep in that instance. Past players they didn't expect to be forward.
Yeah, Buzz looked hasty trying to link up with DH and make sure he was at least set up for a crossfire.
Now this is something that Buzz likes to do a lot.
And we'll do this on the defense side.
It's an early fast lane A, just straight, and Buzz will run it down. They'll paranoia and they'll haunt players coming out. They're not even able to set it up because Woot is just shutting them down with this operator.
There's been some investment in this round, Wyatt. A few weapons bought in. T1 still able to buy in the next, but it's Woot taking close contact on the A side. This is a big part of the defense side as well. He will just walk up and fight the player at rubble.
Frankly, we are looking at a map that going up against Heretics is going to need to respect in the pick ban. You do not want to play these guys here.
Why, they barely play this through stage 2. It's honestly hidden for the most part. It comes out against G2. Wasn't even their map pick. I mean, they look absolutely terrifying here. Izu and Meteor probably starting to for round number 18, the big one. That's left for Autumn. He has to sit by and watch this as it happens.
No, surely it is but an inevitability that Team Heretics will get to match point. Both T1 players are on this site, but only with Sheriffs.
Minibu chases the paint shells into the back of the site. Izu is going to be kept contained for now. Meteor can make a play off of Pit, but he's the last player standing. Barely puts the scratch on Heretics. 12-5, a flawless round to get them to map point.
Just simply been sublime. Woot's chamber is a menace. Here's Buzz coming. That's also something they would have prepped for. That's a standard T1 maneuver to fight. Catches Buzz, teleports away, catches another. Woot has been absolutely dominant on both sides of the map. And he has just got a fantastic game plan to enable him.
And there's been an op in his hands almost every single round where Heretics have had the money. One up himself now, but that's been taken over to C. The Neon at some point, and he's about to. Here he comes around the corner, slide there for Buzz. Good connection. DH trying to surge forward alongside of him, and it's 2-2 for Buzz and DH. Finally some energy there from T1, and this time they win a scrappy rubble fight.
Which might genuinely be the first time they've been able to do it. Blinded up as Rians, you are joking.
He's a genius. What is that? Back around the corner, low at 70. Riens knows he has to go for the rifle there. What a ridiculous little moment.
It's hard to hit a sliding Neon when you can see it.
Paranoid up, knew he had to change weapons. But this is the real story of the round. It's a successful rubble fight this time for T1's defense. And again, it's Buzz and DH who just hurl themselves into the abyss.
They're going to need plenty more of those to make me a believer that they could run it back on Lotus. Team 6 opportunities to close this game out. This first one here might be quite difficult though. T1 have got 4 ultimates to play with.
Where does Izu put himself to make this op relevant? Big main this time. Woot, more often than not, has been the aggressor.
Prowler gets broken by the rifle, so does it expect things out off that jump peak. But throw off the steady aim of Izu.
Here's DH now, a late position taken up here in rubble, but there's a couple of Heretics players that could be a problem. Mini boosters, the Benji trades into a favorable scenario now for Heretics. 3v3.
Coordination was off there for T1. Buzz in a moment, it felt like, wait, I need to go support. Tries to slide forward. DH is really overextended off that teleport. That's evened it up. And just as I say it, Riens on the jump spot angle. Stacks removed from the server. Heretics are on the precipice of just an absolute blowout dealt to T1 on their map pick.
There's time to play here. But Heretics surely very aware of the fact that Meteor's still on the map and all his util is still active, and there's a Steel Garden to use. TP for Boo, this is the check. Baby door, nothing spotted.
30 seconds left.
Calls a cancel on that now. We're down under 30. Heretics have to put their plan in motion.
Now when they execute onto Meteor, perhaps an opportunity for him backside to tuck, get that Steel Garden off, and then fight while the spike is trying to be planted. Time is dwindling, 15 seconds, but he just fights out.
He gets his one.
Now it's Izu alone with a drift, trying to get through.
As he's supposed to pop, emerges from within the smoke. A 1v2 for Izu. The initial, the core of this project. What a swing. Benji torn to shreds. Now Riens, 19 and 10, they will fall. Izu extends the lifeline to T1. They're in this still.
And I can't believe that they are. Team Heretics, despite losing Woot straight away to Izu's operator, get back in the lead in the round in terms of the numbers advantage, but lose out in the 1 versus 2. Still are needed from T1 to bring this game to OT. I thought in this moment it was over. When T1 really just haphazardly committed to this overextended fight, deep rubble in the mid-round, it got torn apart.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout here for Heretics. We've seen a couple of rounds just torn out of their grip. Frankly, by clutch situations, you saw the clip there from Boot. He actually emerges from his TP a little earlier than DH does, sees it coming. That's what starts that fight. DH ultimately just looks for a arbitrary timing, I think, to take up position there at rubble. Maybe not aware of just how close Heretics are to that position. They're already lingering around lobby and able to step forward and punish.
Nilzinho calls this timeout, wants to craft a game plan with the ultimates that are going to be available for Team Heretics. And stacking up ultimates is just the quickest and easiest way to deny any kind of comeback in Valorant when you're on match point. Neil's been a very candid speaker as the coach for this team in 2025.
I mean, I remember what he said about this team in Toronto, Wyatt. He said it was the most embarrassing result I think that Heretics had ever suffered.
Said it was the biggest humbling that they've felt, but they've learned from it. And this is their last chance this year at Champions, their last chance in 2025 to lift one of those VCT global trophies that has been eluding them. In this game here, a win in this series will be one step on that journey. Take it even. They're looking damn good on map 1, but T1 are trying to just claw back into OT as it stands.
Pretty big grouping here towards main. Stacks can lock them in place here. Buzz also has that overdrive active. Definitely room for defensive pops here.
Danger on the cross route, had the line with the op.
I've seen 2v5 clutch here from Heretics in this. And it's an O-scope on Meteor. Whips that one right down on him, but Izu now is going to be able to gate crasher out of Mound after going down to 18.
Wants to repost on main, and Stacks trying to get their ASAP to assist. One kill from that fade would result in a nightfall on the defense.
They got a read on Izu's position. Looks like the C's was short, but Rienza's shot was on the mark. Now Team Heretics have been able to get across to the site. Stacks will see them emerge with this nightfall. It's going to be annoying. Decayed down, of course. Rendered death. Has to Prowler in for some information.
Buzz trying to get on the flank. Everyone from Heretics just grouped up at Bend.
Wood is still toggling this door spin. A bit of a nuisance, but goes for the swing and gets caught out by DH. Now Buzz wants to run over the top of Benji, and it's on Boo. Brought to one by building their way back into this game. It's brick after brick, and they're not the prettiest. But they are still
played by the rookie Omen for this team, DH. Just waited at door for Root to expose themselves. Instant paranoia. Benji tries to swing onto him already. An adjustment onto Boo. I mean, this Omen isn't even DH's main agent. When he was tearing apart challengers, he was the highest in kills per round. Then swaps the role here and is just absolutely showing out for T1 when they've needed him most. On the side of T1, they've still got ultimates stacked up, by the way. Haven't even really needed to use many of these. Stacks gets the nightfall after going down on this last round.
Wood gets ahead of this smoke, but he's playing so proactively. Of course, he has a rendezvous that can get him out.
Map and start sending players elsewhere if they so choose. And that is the case for Stacks, who's maneuvered towards this C side.
There's another layer of Razorvine there to slow things down on C.
Wood just holding the jump ahead, Hunter. He got the shot. It's only the head that's revealed by the player looking over that direction. That would have been Buzz.
Teleport's ready.
Heretics have to make a decision in the next 10 to 20 seconds about whether committing onto C is going to be worthwhile. They probably surmise that sheer wall is on B, and we've seen Izu take the op for contact into main a couple of times.
If they go for this A refight, they're going to be walking into a paranoia and a relay bolt, and have to imagine that Buzz and DH will not be giving this space up. It's not something they've wanted to do ever in the past.
Okay, here it is, Annihilation. And the looks of things, no catch. So still no inroads for Heretics.
This is all just to distract, so Heretics can make this attempt towards C, but they're all hit by the knife.
Stacks is ready for it, but the Showstopper comes out and cleans up the fade. Meteor with a steel guard and thrown on the side, and Heretics got no choice but try and fight through this. Boo TP's back away, tries to get his weapon online again.
But DH is in the perfect position for this rotate. Surely they don't expect the backstab. Surely he puts the nail in the coffin on this round.
The seal high being, so it's going to be up to Buzz. Izu in the sights, and they have done enough.
DH's flank didn't even need to come to fruition because T1 were just so fast on that rotate through Waterfall. 4 rounds in a row. The useless instant trade on the Showstopper, so that Heretics as well.
Feels like Heretics are starting to run a little bit essentially into that B side.
Yeah, T1 really superior in the map control game there. Heretics relying a lot on being able to successfully refight with that deadlock on A.
That was Steel Guard on and Nightfall committed though by T1. It's still got the mini Boo catches out DH, but it all breaks down into a cacophony of action as Boo have to fight 2 with the Sheriff, but still fighting here at Rebel. And Boo's the only one that stands in his way, but he's been chunked down to 9. This could go either way, but Buzz will exit with 4. A Demon Unchained at Rebel. And a big part of T1 now getting to within 2 rounds of Heretics total. 2 rounds to overtime.
Stunning three-piece from Buzz. I thought it was going to be over on the eco. How many times in Valorant's history have we seen this exact situation play out, where when you start to believe in the comeback, suddenly the team at match point wins a Sheriff Stinger round. But they are denied by one of the most experienced Valorant pros that we've got in the scene, period. Buzz looks so good on this Neon. I think even just in terms of watching the movement of the different Neons that we have in this tournament, I think arguably Buzz is the best as far as the kit goes. But that was just all about some of that raw aim that he's been known for so many years.
Now, a big component of Heretics winning these crucial rounds, as they of course have called a timeout, has been Woot with an operator or tour de force in hand. Well, he's able to buy up and make a big investment for that in this particular round. There is still the T1 Dimensional Drift and an Overdrive active there for Buzz, but he's been these fights.
It's so important to note that Heretics expended all of those ults just 2 rounds ago. It's put them in a position where they might not actually get any more ults for the rest of this game outside of booze from the shadows. Whereas on the side of T1, they have the Drift and the Overdrive still accessible to win out this full buy round.
To round number 23, and this time Heretics are on the wrong side of a comeback on Lotus.
T1 are pushing all the way out of C and B. There goes down, Woot denies both.
And he's done it with a rifle of all things. DA's trying to make a swing on them. Buzz wraps around. Overdrive at extreme range claims Benji.
The spike is loose in spawn. Buzz is fully committed. Woot doesn't want to take the fight just yet. Teleports away, wants to wait for his teammates to be able to assist. Out of the timeout, T1 go for an absolutely mad round.
And Heretics is still clearing. They're
Ready to fight when Boo gets out of this teleport.
picked up the spike, and here comes Buzz out from rubble. That was Boo down, Spike down yet again. Rian's up on the corner, Buzz low, makes a swing for it and takes the Neon out of the game. Stacks there could be caught, he gets away, still decayed down, and it's all on Rian's for the game. Ping catches 2, he's got the spike to hand, and off to the side he goes.
Off to maybe C site if he wants. C, B, it doesn't matter. He's got access to the globe right now. He's getting out of there. Stacks and DH, both of them on full HP.
Where do you set up if you're Rian's here?
30 seconds left.
Possibly wanting to play for Halls, maybe flip the site.
Yeah, it's too shallow
Smart
to be
options.
a mound hold.
Now both fades should be able to get those haunts back online. DH has a couple smokes. Both players coming through door. Rian's in the off angle.
Lined up for this first clearing of mound. Stacks and DH going to check the site. Smokes here for DH now. Horn thrown out. Rian gets contact. DH is low. Oh, are you kidding me? Once again, Rian's genetically engineered to him has won the map for Heretics. And he's made a fool out of the comeback of T1. Makes it a fake one with this disgusting clutch.
That is why he's touted as one of the best players active in the game. T1 tried their best to run it back, but it's just not enough.
All right, let's hear next, of course, from Insu and our analyst is to break down a ridiculous map. It's Heretics taking their map pick of Lotus.
Can I have 5% up?
Guys, if we're being real, 5% doesn't change anything.
It does, it does.
Nah, it's placebo. I'm being dead serious. 5% isn't a real number.
How is that not a real number?
It's a conspiracy theory. Okay, listen, guys. You know how you've never seen a baby pigeon, right? So pigeons are made by the government, and they've all got cameras in them.
I have people who feed pigeon, has like 10, 20 pigeons.
Bro, you're fucking like, are you part of the government, bro? Do you guys know dogs aren't actually born at the age of 0, they're born at 3?
What?
What?
Now that I'm a mom, Verizon's different. Everyone in my family choose different plans. We get what we want and we save money. Love that for me.
An update is required. Financial system updating.
Updated. We will dance to get. The future of money is here. Feels good.
Esports World Cup, where we are starting off with VALORANT.
It's the best. So looking for revenge.
Goes crazy! Through the pressure, and it's Heretics have come back! Oh! Finally, we won. Finally.
Those forward spaces, especially on the A side of the map, elbow, lane, these types of things, it can be harder for T1 to take the fights they want.
Well, not to mention playing whack-a-mole with all of Media's utility. I think that's going to be incredibly frustrating when you have so much that can clear a lot of that out and make Cypher's impact feel significantly smaller on the defensive side. But T1 starting on attack, my eyes go towards the two duelists, of course. What can Izu and Buzz do to really get them out of the gate swinging here?
I mean, they were trying their goddamn best on Lotus. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but they have to win here if they want to make it to playoffs. Over to you, Uber and Wyatt.
After a successful pistol round to start off Lotus, everything looked like it'd be smooth sailing for T1 until immediately it wasn't. And now, after a brutal map complete with fake comeback, our Masters Bangkok champions have to dig deeper and turn to Sunset to stay alive in the series.
They can rely on the experience that they've got on the team in the form of Buzz, Stax, Meteor, who have just been at the top of the scene in Korea and the globe for so many years at this point. DH, despite the inexperience, has been clutch as a rookie player for them. And we're heading to Sunset, the map coming into this tournament, where they have the highest round percentage win rate at 58%. Actually, for them, the disparity isn't crazy between all the maps, but this has been the one with their best showings.
T1 believe they're the best in the region at Sunset. Made that very clear in the press conference earlier here in Paris. Just not seen much from them. A change up in their comp sees the Rays now join Miniboo's Yoru.
T1 are looking like they're going to go for that split onto B through 3 different lanes. Buzz all the way into Boba. Benji going to feel the pressure. Buzz is just sliding everywhere.
Benji wasn't affected by the relay bot, but still couldn't do much in that fight. Bowled over by Izu instantly. But the charge was led by Buzz. It's an open B site now. We're down to Riensbu and Woot to try and disentangle T1 from their territory.
Heretics held back by that paranoia, now covered up by the dark cover since they had to retreat.
Really got their eggs in the Boba basket rather than happy.
This is all on Boo in an impossible situation. T1 making a really good call there for the mid-rounding.
They split over towards
Izu, absorbing all of that utility over towards A main. He gets the info, and I think that's just the protocol that they have, is that if there's a very aggro push on that A main, they're going to immediately pivot into that B split all the way top mid, a player through market. One lone player through B main as just that instant reaction.
And it might be enough to dissuade Heretics from playing like a 4-in-1 setup. They might not feel like they can really leave Benji on an island at B if that's going to be the case.
T1 committing to a triple Bulldog setup. Was fast to take a little bit of space towards the main. That's this B site where Team Heretics are just going for a pure gamble stack, 4 players.
Yeah, no trips here to run into, so Buzz more than happy to frolic in the meadow that is the B site. Looking to get a bit deeper now, but hit by the paranoia straight away. Fast lane comes up, make it hard to see the wood for the trees. For one though. Buzz somehow still untouched amidst all of this action.
This is what I'm saying about Buzz movement. When it comes to that aspect of the Neon kit, he might just be the best in the world. I don't understand how he gets away with things like that.
He was paranoid
so consistently.
2 players in close proximity.
I swear I see him get more slide kills than anyone else. All right, a couple players go down for T1, but it's ultimately irrelevant. They keep all of the Bulldogs. That is the intention of the round. Fairly clean start overall. The start that T1 desperately needed after their comeback was just shut down by Reds in that clutch.
Nice, let's go guys, let's go.
And this look, of course, for Heretics, a far cry from the double Sentinel they brought. Really had that slowing power, the stopping power against the fast-paced play from Buzz.
Team Heretics double duelist comp, though. They played it so frequently this year, as have T1. Heretics are postured for some aggression towards A. Paranoia could come through main, and it does, but that is just onto Izu. A recon, a nade as well. Happy to teleport away. Now we'll see if, similarly to the pistol, T1 just try to accelerate into this B site. They've got everybody at main. Drip is now broken.
Who's across
Access
the map?
gained.
There's no stall util really outside of what Cypher has in place. That's been cleared.
Both trips actually got broken by shots, even the back.
By T1, and now he's ready to fight on the side. Dirty swing around the corner.
No,
and Benji.
No.
Yes, give me more.
You can't be doing that with a Bulldog full sprint. The Phantom, questionable, but we've seen people get away with it. You hate to see them get away with it, but with the Bulldog, man.
This crossfire is
criminal.
It's impossible to break.
It's disgusting.
Heretics just realize there's no way in.
It's a save. It's a save. And so far, we've seen 2 rounds now from T1 where they just batter Team Heretics by having Izu play A main, absorb all of the utility, instant pivot into B. On that one, Shocks break both the front trip and the back trip in sight, so they get space straight away, get the entire site straight away.
Stacks definitely needs credit for how he paved the way for Buzz very quickly. Heretics definitely feeling uncomfortable trying to lock down. Look where they died. They died at the back of the B side, so they were trying to fight back in behind the Yoru clone. Credit to Miniboo, right? Trying to re-establish some kind of control, but man.
All right, stop replaying it. I can't see this anymore. That's not how the game is supposed to be played, Mitch.
It makes it look like it was hard-coded from the beginning. Okay. 3 rounds rather here for T1. Again, they'll start with this aggression at A, but already pings up mid up tiles. We'll see if Meteor tries to work that part of the map here.
Now it's an instant fast lane, but then T1 just slow things down because Heretics have been throwing those util combos at them. So that's just a baited out backup, and now we can re-clear and get back in off that Sova drone.
Heretics here, trying to bounce around at the back of the map. You can see them top mid. They're not sure if there's going to be a split that comes of this noise cut in A main. But in reality, it's just a more ponderous approach to the standard A hit. No one set up here inside elbow. It's Boo holding it from way back at spawn with nothing but a sheriff.
Heretics have read this situation, though. 3 players now at Link, and a couple of them working their way into the site, ready to anchor.
That smoke and Link, though, is giving them pause for fight around the Link here itself. It's going to be Rian's able to take Buzz out of the game. Meteor, though, here's Rian's on the site, commanding attention. And it's up to Meteor now. Heretics ready for this syncopation of tempo from T1, getting into the A site.
To make it even more difficult, who just brings him down to 1 HP.
30 seconds left.
Heretics just called the perfect rotate there. They understood the situation, got to Link right on time, and beyond that, getting players into sight. Rians locks it down. It's just a good call, and Meteor is absolutely relegated to this save.
And Rians ultimately walks out of the round with 3 kills. He was sat plumb in the center of that A site, whipping around like a turret. Nice little set play the Heretics able to put together towards that A main swing around the box. And a very hard-fought round on the board for them. They still need to think about how they shore up that B side. That A look has been solid.
As a slide backside, Riaz deals with Buzz in a situation where Buzz comes out on top more often than not, getting those slide kills.
This is the one to clutch up to win that Lotus map. Hands down for Heretics. I'm looking over towards the B side, and you can see that Benji's actually just focused his trip over towards Market instead. Maybe further back on the side. He has to vary those setups round after round.
Recon's exchanged towards that A-side. Heretics go for a pure re-clear.
Yeah, Minibu dinked there, but it's a great pop flash out for the Yoru.
Yeah, that time it's not dense with util, it's just a swing to catch that lone player and a lineup free as it gets.
And Buzz and DH just decide to stay in lockstep with each other to their detriment. That really throws this round to the Sharks for T1. Meteor now realizing, that's where this util is going. Fair enough. Makes his way through. Sound cue off the cyber cage. And there'll be one in Stax' way. Well, one was relocated to B main after those kills came in on the A side. Nicely held by Benji. Stax walks into the trip, gives himself away. Pings at the back of the side, a double swing. Stax out of commission. Gets Heretics one round away from parity.
That one felt like it was before it even started, honestly. But I think this is a good adjustment from Team Heretics over towards that main side. A bit lighter on util and more heavily focused on the gunplay as a timing re-clear.
Amazing. Guys, we're so clean. Let's go.
And again, I like the sort of the mess by Benji after that 2K from Woot.
Of course, for T1, though, winning the pistol, winning that bonus has got their economy in a great position. So despite 2 round losses in a row, they are able to get another full buy online. Baron playing with some pace towards A.
This one could be volatile. The paranoia has come in, though, at T1 and has thrown him in a disarray. Oh, Showstopper just lands in their midst. DH taken low. Minibu thinks twice about trying to fight there solo in elbow. He backs up to the site. He's going to give this to T1.
And he can, right? Team Heretics have already accomplished what they set out to do. They got that opening pick. DH very low on HP as well. The rest of the Heretics players on the rotate towards this A side. Minibu going forward with the Dimensional Drift, going to get all of this information.
Great
Once
answer.
he gets into elbow, all 3 spotted.
Yeah, I mean, the noise cartings, they got the info, and Minibu follows him onto the site. 3 for him in the round. And Meteor left on the outside, looking in. Woot fallen by his hand, but this side is absolutely crawling with defenders. And eventually, Benji will be on the wrap.
I must wait a moment.
Meteor has no choice but to simply fight for this. Taking his weapon out of the round, virtually a non-option. Rienz is peeking for this. Minibu off his contact. Would have stepped up where it required. We have an even game, folks. Heretics starting to get a feel for the pace of play that T1
often feel required when it's Rienz on the angle. Early fight from Heretics nets them that 1 kill. They back up and, you know, much like one of the prior rounds, T1 get that space on A, they noise cut, and they re-hit. A re-hit that, again, Heretics are prepared for. And T1 feel that they need to accelerate when the Dimensional Drift gets all of the information, lock themselves straight into the crossfire because of it. Obviously, Minibu as well, that's just a mental play.
This idea, though, of falling back with a double duelist comp and then re-hitting with it to try and get value off those pops, off that offensive utility, really throws T1 for a loop there. Into lobby we go. Stately pace for T1. Their buy is not good.
Now Buzz is looking to get real deep backside with this Bucky. Play around that fast lane. Dimensional Drift going to go first. Ping out these players, 3 of which are here from Heretics. Hunter's Fury even comboed with that Drift.
He's just going deeper. Should make a fight of this. He emerges indeed. And
There's nowhere to look, so gets out to stay safe. T1 have gotten that opening kill, but still low on weaponry as they plant the spike.
Yeah. Heretics are with 4 up and ready to take this retake. They're fortunate not to take any further casualties from that push.
Boo does have a paranoia to get back in, could certainly hit multiple. T1 entrenched on the site itself.
Flash here as well, tilting for the retake now, and that is easy off the map. He tries to get in ahead of the game. As Rienz again, fighting. Beautifully done by Heretics. With the better weapons, a patient retake after only losing the Cypher.
At T1, you could see that desperation, the realization that they didn't have enough control over the map to actually win that out. Izu trying to leap into market, but just with the shorty out. And from there, multiple angle retake comes through from Heretics. Rienz just dispatching 2 of them and spawns. The rest of them flood through market.
Let's go! Guys,
T1's lack of map control really their undoing.
That's such a big round. Look at all the open in the mix. Heretics navigate it with composure and get their 4th consecutively, now in the lead.
That was a half buy with multiple T1 in the conversion attempt. Buzz fast up mid, dark cover on the right so he can...
Minibu tries to get a smoke, eventually belatedly sprays Buzz down. He takes some damage for it, but damage done indeed.
What is the decision from Izu and DH's backside? What on earth? Takes the isolated duel.
Alone, virtually alone. Rian's going to try and dig him out here, but there's a lot of threat here for Heretics. Look at the player back in Boba. Izu in a position to disrupt. Rienz has to fight on multiple fronts now, and he has the composure to take it away. 2 kills for Rienz. Izu takes another hit and finally is brought down. Damaged by 3 separate players in the round. Leaves Meteor out on the site, and God, he's got to expose himself to get this spike back. Will he wrap around? Looks like that's the plan. Up through market he goes. Woot and Boo. Not ready for it yet. Meteor surely not. He's made a quick push of this. Does he actually have a timing? Woot not turning his head around. Boo got to be spotted first. He'll be dealt with by Meteor. Now Woot aware of Meteor's presence, but both players have drawn a bead on one another. And Meteor has to cut this up piece by piece, expecting a wrap around the pillar from Woot, but that's not the case.
30 seconds left.
Woot is holding his ground, and now Meteor's going to step out into that sideline, but Woot flubs the first shot. A bit of a whiff now as Meteor tries to test him. An inch around the corner, and then duck back. Meteor going to drop down, made noise doing so though. That's information that Woot is certainly going to capitalize on. Knocked him down to 23. Then there's just no time. There's going to be a spike recovered. Meteor has to find Woot, but he is impossible to dig out of his foxhole. There's enough time for a plant. Woot knows this. He has to challenge. Job done. Defuse guaranteed. Heretics to 5.
I feel like you could even see in that 1v1 how much these got each other as players, mechanical stars. Time, I mean, what was that, a 30-second 1v1? Goes down to 8 seconds, Meteor feeling forced to plant.
And Meteor, Minibu rather, the wild card of this team, right? Takes the timing out of the smoke top mid when he hears Buzz coming, knowing that he's the only player that can realistically stop T1 from getting into Boba. So it just sprays down, eventually finds what he was looking for.
Rienz has been steadfast as an anchor so far on this map. Again, they're just holding down backside. Somehow, his life is just always worth 2, never a 1-for-1.
Yeah, such a problem, and there were players in B main pushing the site. Izu was inside Boba. Rienz could have been pushed from any one of those angles and still comes up with the right answer. Remarkable not only that he did it then, but how regularly we see this from him. Feels like as a player, so incredibly well-rounded. Someone who sets up his teammates, but also when the time comes and push comes to shove, he can take the 4 and take the round into his own hands.
His teammates who have just been so quick to support him in these situations, the benefits of running double duelist. Minibu is always going to be able to teleport right on over and help.
A clutch said that Genji Meteor was a killer on the loose, a bit of a loose cannon, so to speak. But now he's Meteor 2.0, someone that makes the right calls, is patient, and has the game sense to back that aim up. A close clutch, but unfortunately has to make noise. He has to get the spike and gives Woot the edge.
T1 now on the half-buy in this round. Gathered up towards A main early, where Heretics have been pretty happy to fight, but a very different look from them. Woot just having the judge playing backside. Buzz has been sliding there a lot, so it is a little counterplay.
You can dig him out here with relay, but it may not make a difference. Okay, onto the side, a lot of noise made. Benji's the one that steps up here. Woot aware that this player is now encroaching for either angle. They're going to be pinged out as well. Benji, no, speed of them. Rien's able to find one with a 100 Fury, and finally Woot sees a player he can shoot. DH, the unlucky one. Dealt with by the judge.
What a cheese setup. I mean, just cages, a little gremlin backside with the judge behind the cages. That is so silly.
Bro, still cranking 90s all these years on.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Oh my goodness. Covers the side, throws a little theft in. Just in time to see the push out from elbow.
Rienz gets a nice Hunter's Fury into support as well, just in case things began to get out of control, but it never happened.
Let's go.
Benji had that on lockdown.
6-3 now. 6 rounds in a row. It's been an avalanche from Team Heretics Mountain. T1 have struggled to stand up against it, but now at least they've got a buy to work with in a fast play on the A side. He just gets in the way, plants his feet, takes a fight. A Meteor is down, but there's still more to be done. Now Boo opts out of the fight in elbow.
Just blinded up, didn't have the opportunity onto Boo. 3 players here from Team Heretics. T1 are constantly finding themselves.
We're looking at the Owl drone, though. They've only got eyes for Buzz, who lights up the stage, steps up, finds his 3rd. And that's an overdrive, well employed. Tony Benji, ponderous trudge across the map for the lone Cypher. It's T1, a site teeming with 4 of them.
That was Heretics having 4 players on A site, and that was not enough to stop T1. Looked like Woot was honestly going to get away with a couple more back in main.
He has this habit of stepping in the middle of Buzz's fast lane and just shooting the first player he sees. Benji now. To say it's a climb would be an understatement. Precipitous peak stood before him, and T1 are able to finally get themselves around back. You can see go for this fast play, and they look like they might have lined up there for Woot any other day.
Yeah, there was a flash thrown to support as well. This was just a great ult. Again, look at this movement from Buzz. The swing in, gets the info on both. Isolate a kill. Isolate a kill.
Play off the clone as well. Stunning.
It's so...
is the term that obviously we use. But challenging those angles one at a time.
Team Heretics looking like they want to challenge A main yet again, and they've got a bunch of ults to do so, with Showstopper being the crucial one. Not going to be ripped, though, by Woot.
This is a fake.
Teleport all the way in spawn. Heretics are certainly aware that this could be his location of choice, as the rest of the T1 side opt to get through B main. You can see the gate crash going inside. What a target!
The second, though, Benji is at least there, but it's still a split. Look at the B side. That has pulled everyone's side entirely, and now they're going to set up at Boba.
They want to push for more. They want to take the fight to TH.
Flash out of the Riens that shut them down. This now puts Heretics at a numbers advantage, and Woot is on the wrap.
But that is a pacey flank right now from Woot. Does T1 try to fight elsewhere? What is the move? No, post. He expects it. Stacks taking a duel.
Woot tries to set on down, and it's on Riens again. Shock darts to work with, and Stacks is low and subject to them. The Meteor is going to be tucked here. Sees Riens coming a mile off. Pinged out by the cam. There's really just not enough time for Riens to make this happen. Stats can step up, surely not. Surely not, but don't just stick this now. There's got to be an answer, and of course, it is the Hottest Fury from offsite. Rien's got it to half, but it's all he's going to get in this round. Cool, calm, collected. Stacks picks up another
percentage play from one of the titans of the Korean scene. Just plays it to the numbers to the time. That is very well done. Somehow Riens again makes you a believer in every single situation that he finds himself in. And at the end of it, it comes really down to the gunplay, which at T1's core, that is where they excel. They were just such a DMy, scrappy fighting team when they won at Bangkok, and that is always an aspect of them that is so dangerous.
And they get themselves the double duelist matchup that they were looking for. And by both sides, but that's Meteor shot straight up mid.
Was that just spam through smoke?
Maybe above it?
Cover there? Looks like he got pinged, so I damage on him. He spams. He just gets a second on a mini move through the smoke. Was he pushing through? What is happening in mid? It's chaos.
This spreads Heretics so thin across the map now.
T1.
Back to A.
They've opted for a fast pivot towards A, smoking some safety. Can just Boo on the anchor. But Buzz is so crazy with the movement.
Big win there, though, for Boo. At least slows things down and then gets the heck out of dodge. Boo on the side still has to fight with ease when he emerges.
Special.
The signature speculates there with that showstopper and doesn't catch anyone. Benji being pinged, he doesn't realize he's walking. Well, he does realize, in fact, that he's walking into danger on Blink as well. But Meteor finds the moment where Benji's back is turned. And that back and forth first half here of Sunset. T1 come out with 6 attack side rounds.
When they were able to make these fast pivots around the map with the double duelists.
Very close affair here. We're going to head to a break as it's a tied game after the first half of Sunset. Heretics now switching sides, of course, to the defense. 6 rounds apiece here on Sunset as Heretics move to the attack side. And your Coinbase Econ report here highlights a particular individual, someone who we've had plenty to say about in both their matches so far. It's Rien's here with a whopping 98.4 Econ rating. It is rare to see players get above 70, even on a very good half.
Yeah, that'll happen when your most purchased weapon is a shorty. Somewhat cheaper than the Vandal and the Phantom. Interesting, too, that he's mixing it up. Honestly, he's using both rifles at different times. But Rien's obviously on one. The amount of moments that we saw in his anchoring play where he was just able to get the first and deny the trade onto him, it's pretty outstanding.
It feels like in a straight duel, he wins all the time. Like you need so much more to try and overcome that edge. You need to give yourself an edge with heavy
you need a flash, you need some stuns, you need recons.
Yep.
Hit him with everything. You just can't take him in a duel. It's so tough, even for T1, who have S-tier shooters globally.
Let's run it back, folks. This is Team Heretics still chasing that first global title, and this one, well, it's the only one that matters as far as they're concerned. T1, of course, have had that glory on the global stage before, but they're looking for the first champions for the Pacific region, first team from the Pacific to have 2 titles in the year.
They're just pushing into this crosshair of Benji right now, but he's too sharp.
Yeah. You're ready for that apparently, but the swing into the line for Izu gave him the edge. Riencia has to respect the relay bolt, backs off the question of Woot. And there's a snappy answer.
Feels like, frankly, things get disconnected there for T1. Was the plan to get out, to stay in? Buzz made the decision in his own right to just send it, but no one was really there to assist. So that'll even things up as Heretics just, they make their way towards this very open A site.
T1 want to group up in the mid. And this late explore. Boo has the utility to slow this up, to stall it, can even, God forbid, one-way this phone box. Make it challenging, but someone needs to sniff this out first. So Rienz is going to have his back turned as T1 emerge. Oh, that's brutal. Knife between the shoulder blades, and now T1 can quickly pounce on this A hit. This leaves Heretics in disarray. They're not quite ready for it, but Boo emerges, finds DH, and out on the side, it's Mini Boo alone. Woot. Boo has to do it solo as well, and Izu exits the kills.
Heretics couldn't even break the trip. They were just getting stalled out by that. Pretty sick mid-round call from T1 to accelerate that 4-man push down mid through tiles. Heretics had no idea what was coming.
And as the mid-rounder, Boo just decides it's so unlikely that there's going to be a wrap from T1. And this is how T1 are getting the rounds on that attack side as well, Wyatt. They're throwing more and more deranged looks at Heretics.
Very fast, decisive decision-making within them, though, which is, I think, the most impressive part of it.
Yeah, it was the timing I don't think that Heretics could have accounted for. To say that's an important pistol round in the context of this series, we're putting it lightly.
The team really having the best pistol round win rate, interestingly, in this. Both of them sub 50%.
That strat looked like it was something that on a dime. Sometimes that's all you need in matches like this. 2 teams with fantastic shooters that love to play double duelist. Match made in heaven for someone like Buzz, I'm sure.
DH just ready to let this paranoia loose. And cleaning up everyone. Beautifully done.
Confidence there, of course, for DH to step out of the smoke. Paranoia was there to set Buzz up, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Is the move from T bonus round. Are they going to go for another crazy aggro look? A push down mid like they did on the pistol round, perhaps? Some kind of trap play off the relay bolt with a flash from Izu, double their duelists up. What are the ideas here going to be as Heretics are on?
Yeah, we're always looking for something cheeky early in the round when a double duelist team goes to defense. We have 2 of them here. Pop into mid for Heretics. Izu tucked for now, might look for a timing, walks up. Spots Wood and a number of other players. Will be getting out now, door brought down.
He just teleports to now cover top mid. As Heretics are all grouped up here. Boo loosely watching over on that A side where your standard one-ways are getting cycled by the defense.
This is
T1 opt for a double push out of this smoke mid. Do they flash and stun? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they don't want to risk the charging up mid, but Boo seems to be ready for this. That one smoke teases T1 out of hiding, and they look to challenge. It's only a couple Bulldogs and a Sheriff now left for this specific team.
They tried to sync up the flash with a paranoia plus that relay bolt. Risk taken on the bonus. Can never be mad at that, honestly, but Team Heretics with too many players in the vicinity, and Boo just lights them up. It's all on DH. Bulldog. Heretics have been doing a good job of collecting the orbs on the past couple rounds too. That is of note.
There's a deep hold on B here and constant checks of mid by Meteor, so this shouldn't surprise T1 too much. Now this belated look at the A site. We're down to 25 seconds in the round, so Heretics do need to be expedient about this. Nothing though for DH to see here. Oh my goodness, Meteor! Oh, he's throwing this into disarray. Rians was trying to put that spike down. Benji now going to look to try and take the fight, but DH is still healthy, still ready for it. He's thinking every single person that shows up. Spike down at least. Boo, though, he's looking worse for wear. Everybody on Heretics getting a taste of it. And now Meteor wants to step up and get the job done himself. Back behind the box, Wood goes. Miniboo at least have a swing off his contact, and so it stacks. Gives himself away, stepping forward. Miniboo will remain tucked. There's no reason to overextend if you're Heretics.
Boo's still on such low HP at the moment.
He's looking, searching. Stacks gets us to half, and he's going to stick the defuse. Surely not! Just in the nick of time. Shut down as he went for that defuse. And Heretics come back. That was a bonus for T1.
Oh my god, it doesn't get closer than that. As soon as I saw him start spinning, oh no. How many times have we seen? As soon as you just needed to, you know, turn the DPI up a little bit, get that to 10,000 and start going. I think he might have gotten it.
I think you're pretty happy with that for T1. That's your bonus there. A number of Bulldogs were committed into the round, and you went down 3 to 5 very early off that poke into mid.
No, certainly of note, Izu has picked up this operator for T1's first full buy, currently posted over on that B side.
Standing ahead.
We'll have that gate crash all the way back in spawn to get to A link with some haste, A spawn even. Buzz ready to play off the paranoia that DH has.
Yeah, these two have been dying, but Miniboo shuts. Half the pins are down, and Woot slams him.
It didn't connect onto Woot somehow. How did he sidestep that?
He's just ahead of it in the end. That's devastating, though, for T1. That's a lead now. They might be forced to concede. Meteor somehow isolates one player amidst 5 of them. And he wants more. Sticking around, but this is a dimensional drift. Miniboo going to go deep for info, and Meteor gets 2 for that. That's big, and he's given T1 a real shot at this round. But that dimensional drift will clear all of Elbow and set up this 2-pronged assault on the A side. Stacks! Into the timing. Benji knocked down to 47, but that's all he's going to get.
Now it's just easy with the operator, who's certainly going to be saving at this point. Meteor tried his best, but that light little trap setup with Buzz taking contact, paranoia. Man, if that hit Woot, have to think DH probably gets 2 there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the volatility that gets introduced into this early round by T1, who always want to be popping a part of the map on defense. But if one thing goes wrong, if one form of util isn't lined up properly, Heretics are going to punish you for that smallest of mistakes. They will fight you in much the same way. Look at how Woot was just walking out into the fast lane on his defense side. Both these teams are primed to fight. They want to take those early engagements. They want to prove that they've got the better gunmanship.
It was a perfectly fine defensive setup across the board from T1, but Buzz losing that duel. And I just need to see this from Woot's point of view, excuse me, as to what happened with the paranoia. I'm just curious what that looked like from his point of view. That was really the critical moment of the round in my eyes.
Miniboo, okay, it's a bit belated.
Yeah, he just is able to sidestep that.
And it's late. I mean, fact of the matter is that first kill for it, but DH is left in a 1vx scenario.
Now the inroads for T1 on this round 17, where they're on the bad buy. Operator saved by Izu. Can he find an opener with that? And also Buzz having the Bucky, but 1 away from the overdrive. Already had that really sick 3-piece with the ultimate. We'll be looking to get that active. And it's him doubled up with DH over on that A side again towards Elbow.
Just the clone, this is Meteor. Already been able to open up here with the Sheriff.
Buzz is about to make this foray into the B side. They have to contend with Izu, unspotted by the drone. Back on the angle, and now on the flood back in, having the overdrive. This could absolutely be a round win for T1, despite the bad buy.
Yeah, this is the operator held over into this round by Izu, and it was a wise save in the end.
Stacks just ahead, so much more far ahead than the rest of the team gets caught.
Miniboo. Buzz doesn't have much to work with. It's just a bucket. His smoke might assist him to some degree. First a relay bolt, then in he goes. Around that dark cover, but surely they've heard him here. The overdrive is cut short. The back of the side, Miniboo's going to take on Izu. Miniboo now with the contingency and escape route. Oh, that almost got him killed for it. But now he knows. He knows full well where Izu is waiting. A clone will be thrown out. Izu has a flash to work with, but this feels so slanted against the Yoru. of Izu.
How can he possibly win this? Has to connect this op shot right now on the Minibu swing.
Minibu patience, knows he's got time and makes the swing, sees the knee. Minibu, crucial 3K in that round. And Izu an adventurer no more apparently. Once more, Heretics get their nose out.
Bides his time perfectly. Buzz going for that overdrive too late. If he had already popped that on the entry back in, he might have gotten a kill there, maybe even two. And prior to that, Izu gets the kill and gets out, but then stacks positions back in the site before anyone else was there to assist. Man, just a couple little errors from T1 add up in a bad buy. Now they don't even have the cash for this operator. It's all rifles on this one.
The wave of ultimates from TH is about to crash down on them as well. There is a heck of a lot in the arsenal for Heretics. Notice the Cypher util again. Far at the back of the site here for Meteor.
Looks like they want to keep it simple and around where they have 4 ultimates. Just slam into this B site.
There it is. Showstopper pop straight away. Wood trying to get in there. Letting the TP come out. Where does DH find himself? In Boba now, ready to reinforce. It's only Meteor left in the site. Can he do anything as the sole anchor? Izu's going to get in now as well. He can play off this. The flash is there, and Izu emerges with the shorty. It's DH following up a 2. Somehow keeps Los Niños in the round, and they have a spike to deliver elsewhere, I see.
How does Izu get away with this? Every single dimensional drift. He pops out with the shorty for 1. Now Boo is isolated on the site. Rien's isolated in mid. This timing against Buzz could be everything.
Timing. Izu might see him.
This onto Izu.
He's not looking towards bottom mid, but Buzz at least is able to recover. Just a whiff shot there on Izu for Rien's hurts him. I mean, now Boo, man, a few words.
Whiff shots and Rien's in the same sentence. That doesn't add up. Can't really do the math on that one, but it just happened. It's all in the hands of Boo, the IGL.
Sees Buzz first. Breaks up the 1v1. T1 can't swing him at the same time. They've got to go for the spike. Izu again has to clutch from low health. Gets it to half. Boo. Does he have a sense for this timing? Izu out in the open. The correction is there. Man, a few words, but clutches up when it counts. Boo gets Heretics ahead by 2.
The unlikely hero for this Team Heretics side. A squad with some of the best shooters in the world, but it's their IGL Boo who wins out the 1 versus 2 after it was Rien's, his teammate, that whiffed. That is outrageous. I mean, after the exit early in EMEA Stage 2, Boo is asked, coming into this tournament, how he feels in terms of his confidence. And he said that his level right now, he feels is the best he's ever had in his career as a player. Right now at Champions.
And that decided match.
Maybe he's right.
Back in 2024, when Meteor's team were knocked down to the lowers by Heretics, Boo actually top fragged that game. Another game where he absolutely ran away with it. Kind of guy who said he's happy to play his life, happy to let his teammates take the spotlight. That is an important clutch. And once again, T1, the lead that they amassed from winning another pistol round, is snapped in 2.
They had such a sick flood into backside as well. The way that Meteor was just playing around Pillar, his cages, waiting, and the paranoia from DH with the dimensional drift. T1 just flood back in. They get the kill onto Miniboo backside. Woot gets a trade. Then the classic pop out with a shorty. Izu gets one. It looks like everything is coming up T1. But then somehow still wrangled back by the European side, who are so close to making it into the playoffs of champions. They just need 3 more rounds on the board. And surely this one has to be a gimme. It's up against majority sheriffs, 1 hero guardian for Buzz. They need to convert this. Heretics' economy really isn't off the ground either. So they are in, some level of danger, even if they just drop a lot of guns on this round.
Still fledgling. They want a clean round win if they can get it. Meteor with the double stack. That one could have gone either way. Woot's almost collided.
40 HP for Woot. He is susceptible to body shot from someone else now.
Some serious B control assumed here by Izu. Well and truly pushed up into lobby. Rienz is going to have his wits about him here.
And he still has the gate crash active back in Boba, but it's, I was going to say, it's expiring.
Oh, he's committed, but before he gets pinged out by the neural threat, he's able to take a kill. Flash around the corner. This guy does it all. Rienz steps up, though, and finally shuts Izu down, but damage has been done.
Dark cover now over main. So Heretics don't feel like they want to get out onto the site right now. Man, I was just waiting to see if he was going to connect one of those body shots onto Woot, who was scrambling, just mashing his keyboard to stay alive.
DH has got such good intuition, though, for this swing back across the map for Heretics, so much so that he's gotten himself in the site in advance.
Now here's that Cypher util. Going to take a moment. The rotates are here, but he's going for it.
Woot may not be connected, though, onto by Decimo. All of them paranoid up. DH can't convert. Benji does take a bit of damage through the wall, but that's not enough.
He's bought time, though. His teammates are here, and there's 15 seconds to plan.
Here it is out of Elba. They're going to go. Hunter's Fury from the end knows that DH is in the back of the side. It's Benji from some extremely dangerous, extremely rocky ground. Threatened to pop up at every turn.
Somehow, every single bullet fired in Woot's direction just threads the needle. He's dodging everything. How on earth did he live for this long? He was fully blinded in elbow. DH couldn't connect. That was ridiculous. At 3 different points, I thought T1 were about to win that round. Like some level of divine intervention, keeping Woot alive and Heretics alive in that round to bring them to 11.
Team Heretics economy stimulated after that round, but still 2 more away from that valuable series win and qualification to playoffs. Buzz is pinged out, but had already retreated back to the site.
Heretics have just baited out very important utility. That's a relay bolt and the paranoia gone, but Meteor catches Boo on the offense, getting up mid. As the pivot from Team Heretics attempts to go into this B site. Currently held by multiple players and the spike is down.
Rion's on the move. Benji can't salvage now either, and Woot is looking a little uncomfortable out there in the open. T1, so disruptive, so hard to predict. It was Boo that tried to make a TP play back towards Boba, but snuffed out instantly.
Meteor is just ice cold in this situation. Reads onto Boo and then takes the timing out. Pops one, ready for the re-swing. Deletes, but one of our 2-time global event winners for a reason. The only one from Pacific and one of the only 8 in the world. Meteor has just been one of the all-time scene in Valorant. Trying to now lead this T1 team to be the first Pacific team to win a Champions Trophy. Should also just complete the insane 3-peat of trophy wins for Pacific this year, by the way.
All of them.
I think he's really the guy who has ushered in this Pacific era of dominance. You know, it began last year, Genji wins Shanghai. They had a dip at Champions, and then this year it has just been all gas for the region. It starts with him at Bangkok, Paper X follow up at Toronto. And now one of those teams from this region just gunning to go for this 3-peat.
The depth is insane, right? To see a team like Genji not even be here, despite how scary they were looking, of course, out in Toronto, but when one Pacific team falls, there's always another ready to take its place. RRQ still very much in the mix as well. Still a dangerous prospect if they can find a way into playoffs. Right now it's Heretics, 2 rounds away from that very qualification. And you mentioned the economy, was still fledgling in that previous round. Who's only got really a stinger now to work with this? T1 can fully invest.
And if Team Heretics lose this round, they are going to be sent down to an eco. This is worth 2. For T1. This is must win. This is their map pick. It's their chances at playoffs right now to get through this upper bracket on the line. Buzz going to just delete that clone, not followed up on.
Stakes for this match are at peak, as high as it gets.
The economy was good enough for Izu to get this operator online. He's controlling towards A. The rest of T1 just posted up on B.
Now Woot's gotten into his little corner, but he's very low. Sees a little bit of Meteor's hat there through the wall. And now DH down, he finds his way out of this position. He had 2 players looking straight at him. Sight little with smokes, and he still navigates it with finesse.
Miniboo, the last player remaining, staring down 5 from T1. That was the economy on the line for Heretics. It's cracked.
Staring down the barrel of an eco. Next round. Miniboo perhaps hoping to keep a hero rifle in his hands for round 22. A round that, if unsuccessful, would see T1 even up this game at 11-11.
You know, I wonder if to some extent Heretics just felt like they should hit B because there was some aggression shown down A main, that maybe that was some opportunity to get in. But if that was the case, misread on the situation. T1 had 3 players prepped and ready to lock down that B site. And of course it helps when Meteor just gets that instant spam kill as well, though it's tough to get through that B choke point with a lot of players. It's pretty narrow, and if there's a smoke down, it is an easy lane to play from stairs and just spam right into the choke.
Yeah, that's even with most of the Cypher trips being placed in market and sort of top mid now because they're so easily cleared by that Sova dart. Even so, I wonder what the composure's like there for Heretics because it felt a little forced onto that B side after losing the first player. A Miniboo. In round number 22 has managed to keep a hero rifle for Heretics, but the rest of them have to pay the piper.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy timing for Meteor to just decide to shoot. Pure intuition. This was a nice little spray down from DH. Just good anchoring as a team. It felt like Heretics really did get funneled into that three-man setup. And now it's Furo Vandal saved by Miniboo. Still up against this AWP of Izu, and I think really the most critical part of this round is how many players are nearing ultimates.
Yeah.
There's the potential for them to be used here if Heretics collect a couple kills with some clean headshots off these Sheriffs, but more than likely it'll just be building to an insane next round where teams are tied at 11. And we've got the full buys.
Yeah, that one is going to be extremely explosive.
Pretty insane position from Izu right now. His gate crash just expired, so he has to send out towards that A link side, which is quite fortuitous given all of Team Heretics are in A main, and DH is about to find out about that.
He can play off Buzz perfectly on this angle. Pace was paranoid!
He just runs in dry. He just ran in, no support. One gunman. Heretics would love to recover.
Not how you want to start the round at all. Wood there putting the rifle to work, but DH, well, he makes up for a bit of an awkward start to the round. Meteor at 23 and 15 will finish the job. Out very quickly.
Oh, they were living on the edge in that round. Narrowly pushed off the cliff, but saved by Izu, picking up that fight in lane, and then DH getting right into backside. Meteor from spawn. Woot popping that ult, but getting denied instantly. So now they're lacking that on the buy round. I mean, can't fault Woot for trying to go for it in that situation, really, but that has resulted in a lack of a showstopper on round 23 for their full buy. And what's going to be a full economic commitment from them as well.
Timely moment to make use of this timeout. The last one remaining for Team Heretics. And now will be the time to throw a look at T1 that they're not ready for, that they've not seen yet. Something surely involving this dimensional drift from Miniboo, or even Boo once again, to take up the mantle. Go for a crazy TP, something that maybe gets some heads turned. We've seen the DH TP into Heretics spawn when T1 were on the attack side. Now, it doesn't exactly smack of Boo's style, but he did go for that aggressive solo play up top mid, tried to TP towards Boba. We know he's got it in him.
I was going to say, aside from that play, we haven't really seen Heretics try to exploit, to go for some kind of big wrap execute at any point. That's not been in their playbook up until this, as far as I remember.
Now it is Heretics' economy still. It's struggling. If there's any round that you give your full attention to in this series, it's probably this one, folks. Round 23, these teams are even. It's about to get hot and heavy.
Dimensional drifts for either side, but the ult advantage obviously firmly with T1. They have that Hunter's Fury in the hands of Stacks. Izu, operator, ready to post up towards B main with the gate crash to escape all the way towards Boba. And of course, I am just waiting in bated breath for him to use his ult and kill someone with a shorty, as seems to always be the case.
Trying to get ahead of the drift inside the cyber cage. It's straight through onto Benji. He does go down to 9, but kill is a kill. And Izu has the chance now for a dimensional drift of his own straight into enemy territory. Still Kent at the back of the site is Buzz, ready to take contact as Izu knows there's already Heretics players on their doorstep, and Wood doesn't here to throw down. Stacks paranoid, has to take a beat, D in his way. Heretics haven't been able to plant, they don't have the space yet, but they ping Stacks out, and they take him out of the game. Now Meteor and DH at the TP forward has been pinged out. Woot, though, fully aware of this. Now they can make use of that info! And Woot for 3, still in this now. 2v1, but Boo's position is going to be revealed.
And Meteor gets the info off that neural theft. 70 HP, doesn't have it down! It's intuition from Boo!
Unreal timing there from Boo. And yes, an important round win for Heretics. Comes up, but it was costly for them, Wyatt. They spent heavily. They only take 2 guns out this round.
An insane play from Izu. Takes that shot in the cage, but he was just too scared to go for an aggro play out of the dimensional drift with sub 10 HP. T1 try their best to flood backside, but Heretics, they're ready for win con of the double duelist comp on defense. You want to be flooding back into these sites, so they wait on the plant, they fight together, and they deny the re-entry from T1. who have to rally on this final round to stay in the game on their map, bring it to OT, or they'll be knocked down to the lower bracket.
Stacks ping Hunter's Fury from Heretics just yet, so he'll walk away. Again, it's Izu who wants to take contact here right in front of B. And in the meantime, look at this mid control. Miniboo deep, tucked up in courtyard corner. Smoke to top mid to imply a potential split on B. Buzz knows he's about to get his doorbell rung too.
Closed.
So now Izu can post up in B main. That drone gives a space for the operator to position on a more deep angle. Heretics pivoting towards this A side. When the dark cover one-way fades, it's time to use that drone. T1 are patient at the moment.
See the trip set up here for Meteor to punish.
No noise in B main. T1 are expecting this foray towards the A side from Team Heretics, and they are correct. Everyone on the European side stacking up over there. No ults to play with at the moment outside of Benji. Maybe an opportunity for that neural theft late, but nothing to get into the site with, and there's trips on either lane. One broken.
Still the ones in halls, though, when DH has that cheeky little high ground spot, but has maybe given away his position as the clone is handled. Recon on the site, avoided by all of T1. Still, there is DH from that same spot. Good catch. Paranoia comes through.
There's only 12 seconds to plant right now.
In the hands of Riens now. He should find a safe place to plant at the back, and T1 are going to allow this. He's going to play for retake.
Buzz, one kill will have the overdrive. T1 are stacking up towards spawn. DH still with that paranoia. Hasn't let it loose yet, but Heretics want to fight forward into Link. They want to take the fight to T1.
Miniboo wants a timing here. Going to try and go after the Sova. Riens at the back of the side. Riens backside. Found two already, and Miniboo wants to push out towards that spawn side. DH in trouble behind the smoke. Stacks gets himself a better rifle. Manages to take care of the recon as well. Miniboo gets the better of him, and Youngster up from Academy. DH has it all on his shoulders now. On the other side of the box is Riens. Gives him a tap, lets him know he's taking account of his presence. And there's just not enough time here for DH. Miniboo here can get to the spike. Shows up, but DH finds four. But they say all it takes to start a revolution is the whispers of heresy. Los Niños to playoffs at Champions 25.
And they're able to do it in just 2 maps, stealing away Sunset from T1 in this upper bracket, the first European team to make it into the playoffs in Champs 2025 on home soil in Paris. And a bit of revenge against Meteor from last year. The second time in a row they've been able to best him since he defeated them in that Shanghai finals. Heretics still on the journey to win a global trophy of their own. And so far in Champions, it's been all gas, no brakes from them. They look phenomenal. Even if you go back to Lotus, just the individual play, the form that Wu was in today, outrageous, of course. Riens as well. But the way that they're using their utility together, the team play, it's just top to bottom fantastic.
First bloods. And this is again, it's not to breeze past him on the way to Champions playoffs. He'll have to wait for another bite at the apple. Still enough on this group.
The coach Neil Zinho said, if you give them a day to prepare, they'll be good. A week, they'll be very good. 3, they're going to be unbeatable. And so far, he's right. That time off between crashing out of EMEA Stage 2 and the beginning of this tournament in Paris, they have leveled up. This Heretics team are rejuvenated. All cylinders.
I send it down to Lou down on the stage for our Verizon post-match interview with the one and only Miniboo.
Pourtant, dernier seed d'EMEA, les Heretics sont les premiers Européens à valider leur place en playoff. Congratulations, Miniboo, for making it to playoff, and thank you for joining me. The first question I want to ask you is, we've seen, like seed 4 teams traumatizing the whole tournament since you guys arrived. So I wanted to know, do you think it still matters, or is it even an advantage for you to regain that status of underdogs again?
I mean, I think we're doing good when we're underdogs. Like, that's how we played the last year. And yeah, I mean, people doubt us constantly. Once we have one lose, their voice has gone, I mean, but it doesn't matter how people think we are. It just matters how we in the team think about ourselves. So we're thinking good. Like, I think this is like our prime in the whole 2 years.
Yeah, in terms of mentality, I think we can see that too. Definitely. Donc, première question, on a vu les seeds 4 absolument rouler sur le tournoi depuis le début de la compétition. Donc, est-ce que pour Miniboo, ça veut toujours dire quelque chose, ce seeding, ou est-ce que c'est même un avantage d'être seed 4? Et ben, il le dit, on est historiquement meilleur quand on est underdogs, et je pense que ça se voit. On est à notre prime en termes de mentalité avec l'équipe et on s'en fiche un petit peu de ce qui se dit sur nous. Second question, on a personal level, I wanted to tell you that we can see, your improvements from this year, both as a player and also as a person. But I wanted to ask you the question, on which aspect do you think Miniboo, you, Domi, has improved the most starting from 2024?
I mean, as a person, I think I became more resilient. Last year it was tough for me mentally, but I think this year I'm doing way much better. And I think I have more calm and I just improved of understanding about the game and picking the fights when I need to do them or not to do them.
Yeah, decision making also, definitely I agree with you on that. Donc deuxième question, on a vu son amélioration à la fois en tant que joueur et en tant que personne, et il le dit du coup, de quoi est-ce que tu es le plus fier? Et ben, je trouve que je suis devenu plus résilient, j'ai aussi un petit peu plus de game sense, je sais quand il faut prendre des duels et quand il ne faut pas les prendre, et je pense que ça se voit clairement. And making it to playoffs means you guys might get a little time to enjoy Paris. So I wanted to know, do you have any plans, anything you want to try so far, or maybe that you want to see?
I mean, we've already went sightseeing 2 or 3 times.